No matter the sport, no matter the crowd, there is definitely a vibe to live sporting events. The athletes bring their top level of performance, and so do the crowds, amped by the music, the small wins, the big losses, each marked by a sound, the sounds of triumph and defeat, inspiring the fans and players in a symbiotic chorus. And so, maybe it's the elevation or rarefied air that helps the sounds travel farther, but whatever it is, the magic of the crowd is undeniable today at this Denver Broncos game. In this episode, we huddle up around the sounds and the vibes of professional sports in Colorado. That's all coming up next. And this
is the Colorado Vibe.
Welcome back to the Colorado Vibe, the mile-high sound experience that allows you to hear the sounds, listen to the locations, and discover the frequencies and folk that define the Colorado Vibe. I'm your host, Jake Sanders, and today's episode is about the vibe and sounds of professional sports in Colorado. We're lucky enough to speak with
Josie Lavalette, and I am a former Denver Broncos cheerleader, a former Colorado Mammoth Wild Bunch dancer, and a former Colorado Rockies rally crew member.
We're talking today with Josie about her experiences as a professional dancer and cheerleader in the sounds and audio intricacies of sports. Coming up after the break, we interview Josie about all things audible and sports ball and catch more of the sporting vibes of Colorado.
The Colorado Vibe continues, but first, a word from our sponsor.
Since 1977, the Colorado trial attorneys of the Sawaya Law Firm have helped our clients seek justice when they've been injured. I'm Rob Wilhite, athlete, trial attorney, father, and partner at the Sawaya Law Firm. We're proud to put on the Colorado Vibe podcast because we know that serving the Colorado community is about connecting and listening, just as much as it is about seeking justice for our clients. There really is no difference between one lawyer and the next. We all have access to the same case law, but we might not all be equal in the same way we serve and listen to our clients and lead them to successful results. On my runs, I'm always listening to books, podcasts, concerts, music, or just the sounds of nature. So thank you for listening, and until next time, this is the Colorado Vibe.
Thank you so much. Okay, so say your name and title.
All right. I am Josie Lavalette, and I am a former Denver Broncos cheerleader, a former Colorado Mammoth Wild Bunch dancer, and a former Colorado Rockies rally crew member.
So what does sound, just the idea of sound, mean to you?
It's interesting because I actually have hearing loss in my right ear. So sound, to me, I feel like is different than it is to other people. Specifically, like on a game day, I don't hear things as much as I feel things. Like I can feel the vibrations from sound coming out of the speaker, but I might not necessarily hear the beat of something, but I can feel the beat of a sound.
So how does sound manifest itself in your work as a cheerleader?
Well, at least on a game day, sound, I think, affects everything. The music that they're playing will affect when the cheerleaders are dancing, when the crowd is getting super loud, that can affect how the players are playing. You can definitely feel if your team's playing well by the sound and the energy in a stadium or in an arena. So I think it would be interesting to go to a game with no music and just see how that feels. Because I think there's a lot of power in a song. That's why you have like a fight song or an intro song when the players are running out of a tunnel. It's because it can hype a crowd up, it hypes the athletes up, and it creates a really cool atmosphere.
It's a very, very music-centered kind of, but it's also reactive towards what's happening.
Right.
Would that ever happen to you as a cheerleader? Like the crowd is getting hype and you just run out and, take advantage of that? Or is that how the cheering would happen? Or was it very set routines?
We always knew you don't turn around on offense. You're watching your team. When it's defense, you turn around and pump the crowd up. And usually the fans are kind of in tune with that. So you don't really have to worry about like turning around and not having anyone excited with you or anything like that. But yeah, it's definitely reactive. If we're on offense and we have a big play, it's really hard not to turn around and get excited with the crowd. But like when we had Peyton Manning, he likes it quiet on offense. You have to like internalize that excitement.
Don't get too loud. I love it. So as a cheerleader, what was one sound that you could have listened to all day, at a game?
Ooh, probably when the whole crowd would turn around, when the opposing team would have an incomplete pass, and we would yell, like, Tom Brady's pass to Julian Edelman is incomplete, and the whole crowd would do it together. And it's just such a satisfying feeling, letting them know that we saw that. You missed.
Schadenfreude. I love it. So speaking on that theme, what was your least favorite sound to hear as a cheerleader?
Ooh. There's this song called, it's the Mile High song, actually, which is interesting. And it's like, mile high, brr, mile high, brr. And they always would play it, after something bad happened. Which is interesting, because then we would turn around and we had a little routine we would do to it to try to get the crowd back pumped up. But you're kind of like, uh-oh,
this is bad
something
news.
Something bad didn't just happened.
If you could choose one sound to represent Colorado, what would it be?
I guess from the perspective of being a Broncos cheerleader, one sound that I think people would know is from the Broncos, which would mean Colorado, I guess, would be when Peyton Manning would yell, Omaha, Omaha. Omaha! I instantly think of Denver and Broncos, so.
For links or show notes, visit our website or follow us on social media, and be sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the Colorado Vibe on Apple Podcasts. Until next time, enjoy the vibe.